A three, a two, a one, two, three, go.
Okay, Merry Christmas to all the listeners out there, and to
Merry
all the
Christmas.
and to all the heathens who don't believe in Christ. That he, yeah, he was born on this day, on the 12th of December, however many years ago. If you don't believe in that, well, Merry Christmas to you too, and I hope you're ready for hell's eternal fires.
The agreement was to wish our listeners a wonderful Christmas. And a wonderful Christmas has been wished. So, for all the people out there, it was a very tough year, I know. And, we're here. So, enjoy the festive seasons as much as you can. Enjoy the people who are around you. And from the Dreams X Trash, we're wishing you a very Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to all you out there.
And today is a special episode. We are not recording a full episode. Is that right, Oscar?
Yep, this is not a full episode. It's a quick episode about our year in review, about 2020 for us, for Jason and I.
Yes, because our New Year special, we're going to have a New Year special. It's a little bit different, and it's something we've talked about for a little while. And we're hoping to bring in just a few extra guests to make it a little bit more lively. Isn't that right?
That's true. We've talked about it for a very, very, very little while. Little.
You don't have to tell them that.
It is what it is, Jason. It is what it is.
All right, so let's just jump right into it. So, 2020. People call this the worst year. Is it the worst year, Oscar?
I think people like to exaggerate. I think here's the thing. When you're walking across a room and you stub and you hit the corner of the table with your toe, people like to exaggerate how painful that is, right? I mean, it's not painful. It's annoying. But when you see someone's reaction, when you see their face, it's like someone put a knife into them, So I think it's the same thing with 2020. I'm sure many people have lost loved ones, but hey, people lose loved ones every other year. It's not only 2020.
But people have lost more loved ones. Wasn't there like that survey? It wasn't a survey. It was an actual study that nurses of doctors are seeing 3 times more death than the normal rate this year.
Okay, let me say this. That's the Western world, bro. I'm sure if you go to Afghanistan, if you go to South Sudan, these numbers are the same old, People die. Such a pandemic has only shown the Western world how fragile civilization is. But for people in the rest of the world, it's like just another day. People die all the time. Like, hey, think about this. In Japan, how many kids out of 1,000 die? Up to 100,000. Is it like 1 kid out of every 100,000 dies below the age of 5?
I think child mortality in Japan must be the lowest in the world. Like literally.
So now,
yeah.
Think about this. In Japan, something like Corona to come around and it's knocking people just down left and right. Now that is shocking them because here even kids don't die, right? But in a place like the poorest of poor Africa, right? When you have 5 kids, maybe 3 will die. You expect it. I mean, not for you and I. We didn't grow up in that life, but we know people who have grown up who are still living that life, right?
Yeah, that's
Whereby
right.
they know, like, if I have 3 kids, 1 or 2 will probably die before they reach 5.
Your points. I agree with your points. Yeah, I agree with your point actually.
My point is 2020. For me personally, 2020 has just been a normal year. I mean, the only thing about this is I got like 1.5 months out of work, but I was still getting money for during that time. So actually, I got free time and I was being paid for chilling at home.
Oscar, that was a very introspective period for us. Don't forget, it wasn't a entirely normal year. Even you have to admit.
Man, it wasn't like I'm saying it wasn't normal because I got 2 months out of work. Of course, that's not normal.
It wasn't just that, right?
I mean, of course. That was the what do I want to say?
Pinnacle?
That was the instigator for everything else. That was the instigator for everything else. What I mean is those 2 months out of work got me deep into writing. I started writing a lot more. But also those two months out of work made me start to drink more. And I started smoking more, but also I found out that I started drinking more, started smoking more. I started running so much, That's funny, right? Drinking more, smoking more, and running so much. But also, I found out that I have an innate ability to do whatever it takes to take care of the people I love. Because, like, I think in our company, when the lockdown first began, we were not aware that the company will pay us for the time off.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That was a very scary period, actually.
Yeah, but of course they paid us. But in the beginning, we didn't know, right? And so I went out looking for a job. And like I said a few episodes back, I think episode 2, that I was a lumberjack during the entire lockdown, right?
Yeah.
So it's like before I started doing that job, I thought I wouldn't be able to do that kind of job.
Do you even remember what we were talking about at the time? We were talking about, because we didn't know how long the lockdown would last. We were like, hey, I was gonna come over to your place, remember?
Yeah.
I was gonna help out with like the bills and stuff. Like I'll pay whatever small amount I can, and then I would go do the lumberjack job with you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then obviously because of the whole corona confusion, it was like maybe it's not the best thing for me to be traveling out that far.
Yeah.
But it just came to me. We were talking about that. That was man, that was a long time ago. It feels like a long time ago.
Yeah. It was a long time ago, man. That was worlds ago. That was lifetimes ago.
It does feel like last year, even though it was like in April.
Yeah.
Or May, something like that.
Like, I don't know. I'm sure people have suffered. Okay, let's say more of the Western world has come to terms with what suffering is for the rest of the world, right?
No, what you said before made sense. Like, basically what you're saying is that in other places, death and suffering has been not normalized, but
people are
accepted.
Desensitized to it.
Yes,
desensitized.
Desensitized and have come to accept it because they see so much of it, right?
Yes, exactly.
And
like
America's in this soft safety bubble, their safe space, whatever.
I mean,
and it's like
I was looking at the news. Like right now, Japan is getting really crazy with corona again, especially Tokyo, Osaka, right?
Yeah.
And like yesterday, there were 888 people in Tokyo that got corona that were
the health system. Tokyo's health system is on the verge of collapse. That's what one of the officials said.
Yeah. So like the thing is, so me being me, I wonder, right? Like in Osaka, the numbers are coming like to 200, 300 a day, right? All these people are getting corona every day. And I don't know even one person in Japan who has got corona. That's weird, right? I'm not talking about conspiracies, but it's just weird that, hey, I have family in Osaka. I have friends in Osaka. And even my friends don't know anyone who has gotten corona. But there are 300 people per day. Per day, there are 300 people and no one knows even one person.
Well...
Not no one, but my people around me don't know even one person.
We're talking about 300 people out of millions of people who stay in Osaka.
300, but think about this. 300 people per day.
Out of millions, yeah.
Yes. I'm sure, like, you must know someone who got it, right? But I've had none of those stories from anyone. Not even, my coworker got it. Or my coworker's girlfriend got it. Nothing. Which, of course, I'm sure. I'm not saying it's a conspiracy. I'm just saying it's weird. It's quite weird. I'm not hearing anything from anyone.
So, I same to me. I don't know anyone who has personally gotten corona, but I know people who have been exposed to it and had to like go on like their own personal lockdown, self-isolation.
Okay.
Even like one of my JTs, well, she's not my JT, but like one of our coworkers here in Oita had to go on leave. Because her friend was exposed to the virus and she was next to her friend. So she had to go on. She didn't go on the full 14 days though. She went on 10 days.
Okay.
9 days. Because she wasn't showing any symptoms, and we are low on teachers right now. Another effect of corona, right? A lot of language schools here in Japan are losing a lot of nationals, like foreign nationals.
So like... So this is what I think about corona, right? I'm sure it's risky, and I'm sure it's not. Of course, it's not good for anyone, right? However, we had SARS in 2002, I believe.
That was mostly in Asia, though, right? And America.
Yeah. There was bird flu, avian flu. There was swine flu.
That was bigger too. Yeah.
There was Zika, and Zika was in Brazil during the Olympics.
Yes.
And the question is, why didn't any of this place that had this disease in that time lock down the way the world is locking down for corona right now? And corona isn't as bad as SARS, not as bad as avian flu, not as bad as Zika.
So
Okay, this is my assumption, right? My assumption is corona came at the perfect time. The perfect time being accessibility to social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, right? So I think the resource, like I was talking to a friend who was saying like it's weird that the vaccine has been released so fast. And it's true, it is kind of strange because for most vaccines, it will take at least 5 years for it to be done to go through human trials and testing, right? But
so
with this one, it's taken 1 year. And I think the reason is because of all the panic in the world. So the doctors and the researchers have to focus on that because of all the panic spreading online. And people are always online.
So yes.
So I think if there was no social media, there wouldn't be as much panic over coronavirus. It would be like avian flu, whereby it was really, really bad, but it came and went. We talked about it for like a month, but it was still there. It wouldn't be as bad as Ebola, which like people are bleeding out to death. But we talked about it for a month and it went away. And like they got a vaccine for Ebola last year, and it was prevalent since 2014. Yeah, and like where was the panic about that?
So if you follow them getting the vaccine in a year, sounds weird until you read about the efforts that they've been putting into it. They diverted so much resources.
Exactly.
Like we're talking about supercomputers.
I agree with that. But I'm saying the effort was put in place solely because of all the panic. Because of the panic. If the panic wasn't as bad, it will have just been the normal process, right? We're going to take 2 years to get the right vaccine, another 2 years for human trials, right?
Yes.
But because the panic is overblown, it's like it's overwhelming, the panic, right? It's overwhelming. So there's no way there can be all this panic and no one is doing anything about it.
So here's the problem, right? It's not corona in its current state that's the real problem. It's because it's so contagious that its ability to evolve and mutate would go up every single time it interacts with new DNA. So the more it spreads
in UK, right?
Exactly. That's what they were warning about. It's like it's not about this current strain of corona that you should be worrying about, right? This current strain is just super contagious, and most people are okay versus it. It's like what happens when the contagiousness remains, and then a more dangerous strain, a strain that can attack young people, evolves. Because we were reckless, right? We said it's okay, let everyone get infected, let everyone have it, it's fine, and then it just mutates even further. So because every time you let the virus touch a new person, it's interacting with new DNA, right? And that gives it a chance to
of course,
mutate even further.
Let me say, like, I know nothing about this. So the other diseases, the other coronaviruses before, they didn't have the ability to mutate as fast as this. Is that the point?
Because they were less contagious. There's actually a spectrum, right? There's a small table, right? The deadliness of the disease versus the contagiousness. Like
I see.
Ebola was super dangerous, but it was less contagious. There's actually there's a table somewhere that shows you the list of diseases.
It actually makes sense in my head because, like, if it's very dangerous, you'll probably die or you'll show symptoms before you have a chance to infect anyone else.
Exactly. Now, because corona is not deadly at all, like it's very low on the deadliness scale, but super contagious, its ability to mutate would be like really up there because it can spread very far. So right now everyone's just like, again, it's not about the current strain, it's about like what happens next, what happens if it evolves, so yeah, that's
okay. So Jayson, now back to you. What did you learn in 2020? What happened to you in 2020?
In 2020, man, in 2020, somewhere along the way, Jayson as a teacher wasn't just a character. Does that make sense? Because like in my mind, when I was coming here, I felt like I wasn't really a teacher, right? I was playing this character out, like a specific person. I had created a persona in my mind just to get through our work.
Yeah.
Because in my mind, I'm just like, Jayson isn't a teacher, man. Jayson can't teach these kids and stuff like that. And as I grew more comfortable with with my kids, and as I got more used to our company system, I started to see some of these kids grow. And suddenly I shifted away from my own flaws as a teacher, because I know I have so many flaws. That's all I see every day when I teach. I'm just like, I shouldn't have done this, I should have done that. I overthink a lot of things when it comes to that. But so when I saw these kids grow, it allowed me to push away the focus away from myself to them. Because I'm like, hey, look at these kids. I'm like, there's a kid who's like, I'll give you an example. There's a kid in one of my Lime classes. So that's like a kid who's like between the ages of like 5 and 7, we'll say. And he started mimicking things that I would say. He started saying, oh my God, and good morning or good evening. Because I would always say that to them a lot, right? And then in that instance, that's when I like realized that I have a bigger role. I have a bigger effect on these children than what I see, you know? Because to me, I used to think like they come here and we're just playing games, and it's just like I'm just like that weird foreigner we play English games with, right? And for the longest time, that's what I thought. But it was like, hey, no, you can add value to these kids' lives. You can actually teach them something, you know? Like another example. This is why also like, you know, the section for global studies, where we're trying to talk about different cultures and stuff, right? I started talking more about Kenya, and like their faces, that they like how their faces brighten up and light up when I say, oh, in Kenya we don't do this, we do this, you know. In Kenya this is what we eat. Everyone's like, hey, you know, the face of like, you see that curiosity on their face, and they're just truly like, they're in a state of wonder, you know. So realizing that I don't even know if I can be called a teacher still. It's more of like I can become a guide for these children. I can still do something for them, even if it's like teaching. Because teaching in my mind, I like, there's a lot of things I would consider, like a lot of things that come with teaching, and I don't consider myself like, okay, if I am a teacher, then I'm not a good teacher. I'm not the perfect teacher, but I can still do something. So that was like a huge journey for me. Corona did the same thing for you that it did for me. Those 2 months, started designing more. Previously I was a graphics designer. I don't think I've mentioned that on this episode, on any of the episodes. I stopped designing for a long while, but now I got back into it, and my mind felt so much more free when I could design stuff. Even now, I feel like I am at my best when I'm designing and exercising. It's very weird. When I'm consistently exercising and doing yoga, and then I design, I feel like I'm king of the world, Oscar. I feel like I can do anything. Like there's nothing that can stop me. But the minute I stop doing one of those things, I start becoming negative. The demons start coming out, you know?
I mean, it's true. I mean, you get like, I don't know about the designing. I guess the designing is for you. I wouldn't say so. Okay, so I was going to say designing for you is maybe like writing for me, but I don't think that's the same thing. So I want to say the one thing I agree with you is that the working out, because I do know that after workout, the endorphins are released from your body, and you feel much better. You feel more confident.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and so what I do, like after every workout, the season doesn't matter. Step into a nice cold shower. Not nice, a terrible cold shower. And then now you feel much better. Now you'll know what God is.
Like people don't know, he actually takes what's the temperature right now? It's like, okay, for me it's 5 degrees. What's the temperature in Osaka?
Hold on, let me check. Give me 1 second. Temperature in Osaka is 11. It's actually not bad today. It's 11.
Oh wow, 11. It's very warm over there.
Yeah, it's warm.
Here, bro, it's like I wake up, and the minute I turn off, like literally just half an hour after I turn off my heater, it's so cold. And it's been like this every morning, man. And it's just like, Oscar, and you know, there was a time I did think about it. I was like, Oscar takes a cold shower in this weather. How?
Yeah, I don't like it. I'm not saying I like it. Here's the thing. Every time before I enter the shower, it's like I'm fighting. Like I usually look at that at the fucking knob for trying to know the water. I'm like thinking, do I want to do this? Do I really want to do this? I'm there for like a good 2 minutes before I actually decide I'm gonna do this.
How do you not get sick? That's the real question. Because
I don't know. I don't know. I don't get sick.
I almost got frostbite last week, Oscar.
How?
That's how cold it was.
No gloves. No gloves.
Yeah, no gloves.
Okay. I do get that, but that's because you're walking outside in the cold for a long time. I mean, if I take a shower with cold water, I'm in there for 5-10 minutes maximum, and I'm out.
But then it's like coming in to your house. It's like I want to take a shower. Do you take a cold shower even when you come back from like work? Let's say it's been like a long day and you need a shower. Would you take a cold shower then?
I take a cold shower.
How, Oscar? How? I don't get it. I don't understand.
Here's the thing, man. I don't like it at all. I really don't like it. But I know if I don't, it's like one of those things where I know if I don't do that, I won't be happy with myself.
Okay, that I understand. Not if you don't do this, you'll be worse off. Oscar will be like,
yeah, it's like, I don't know. It's funny, right? So someone look at me and tell me something like, and I've had this before. Hey, if you think this is making you stronger or better in some way, why don't you put the energy that you use in to take a cold shower into something more productive? Which is true. I cannot disagree with that. However, I'm doing this now. So as I'm doing this, I'm just gonna keep doing this, right? Because this is the one thing that I know. Like, I can try to start a business, right? The business can fail. I'm not saying don't start a business because it may fail. I'm saying for me, the one thing I know I have full control of is deciding whether or not I'm going to take a cold shower.
So it's the one obstacle that you can come to grips with, basically.
Yes.
Right now, like immediately.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
No matter how bad my day is, I'm going to take that cold shower. No matter how drunk I am, I'm going to take that cold shower.
That's the wolf that you can tame.
Yes. Doesn't matter if it's snowing, if it's summer, I don't care. I'm going to take that cold shower.
Mad respect. Because me, I'm just like, this weather, even though now it's gotten better, man, when it first became cold, I was like, my body was even acting weird. I wasn't feeling like 100%. And I was just like, that reminded me, I was born in a beach environment. I was born in Mombasa. I was not made. My body is just not used to this. So it's not used to this cold weather for this amount of time. So like the cold weather at first, it was just like, cold weather's cold weather. It doesn't bother me that much, right? Like other people. It never did. I actually thought cold weather sometimes was nice,
Yeah, but then that's Kenyan cold weather. But then you encounter the winter. It's totally different. It's when I was first here, right, and my first experience with winter, I remember opening my dorm window, dorm curtains, right, and it was a really nice sunny day. I was like, wow, it's gonna be a good day today, and I went outside, bro, and it was freezing. Can you imagine like the cognitive dissonance that I was experiencing? like, why is it so sunny and so cold?
Yeah. And I still had that mentality. I thought it was going to be fine. It's just like, this is just, Nairobi weather. Like I was thinking about it, like you said, in Kenyan coldness. It was just like, it's fine. It's only when my body starts telling me, Jason, you are not fine. Like, I was coughing a bit. I was waking up really hot. Not that. So this is when I was like, I realized my body was acting weird. So I was waking up. When it's almost like you have a fever, but then you don't. You're very, very warm, right? It's almost like you're on the verge of having a fever. Does that make sense? You felt that before?
I don't remember. I can't recall. Maybe I have. Just don't recall.
So I'm very, very warm. I'm coughing a lot, and I'm just like, okay, Jason, your body. Like, I feel like I'm getting sick. So just go get a bigger jacket. Go get better socks. Get an extra blanket, because I'm sitting around working at night for too long. Actually, my nighttime working has reduced because of the coldness, weirdly enough. I'm actually getting another blanket too, because it's just like my body. So my mind is telling me it's fine, but my body is telling me it's a totally different thing. And it's just if we're going to remain productive, at least try to be productive. Something has to change, So battling that. So let's just finish it off with this, Oscar. What are the things you're grateful for this year?
Man, I'm grateful for my life. I'm grateful for my life, man. Everything is good. We work for a great company. You know, people will, there are things to complain about. Not just this company, but any company you might work for, right?
We
No
complained
company is
about our
perfect.
company too.
Yeah, exactly. But for me, the things like, even though I complain, I do realize how glad I am to be in this company,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Look, we have 2 weeks off in December. 2 weeks off. No one else has that. No one else has that, right? We got paid during Corona when we were not working. We only work for, on a bad day, 5 hours, right? And that's the longest work for in a day. Our pay is pretty decent. We get a bonus once per year.
Actually, it's definitely on the higher side compared to
Yes.
other language schools.
Yeah, we get a bonus. What else? We can actually talk to our superiors without worrying about what they'll say to us, you know?
Our superiors can talk English.
Yeah,
That's something we overlook.
yeah. And man, I'm grateful for my wife. You know, she's been living alone with Raha for a while. It's been really challenging for her, but now I'm back with her. You know, I'm appreciating what she's done. She found us with this really wonderful apartment in Osaka City. Yeah, my daughter is growing up really well. She's walking now. She's walking.
Ooh.
Yeah, she just turned 1, and she's getting really smart. You know, she's getting like, funny thing. So she likes to play with the remote control for the TV, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the remote control has a button called, like, it's memo. So it, like, whatever you're watching is going to pause the screen, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she paused the screen, and then she was looking at the remote, just playing around. Then she looked up and realized the sound coming from the TV, but nothing is happening. The image is not moving.
Mm-hmm.
Then she looked at me and gave me a look. Then looked back at the TV, like she realized, oh, Dad, I fucked up. You know, it was so funny. Yeah, so you can see, like, I can see how the way she interacts with the world is changing every day, right?
She's connecting dots.
Yes, and like, even just looking at her, it makes me want to understand myself and other human beings even more, right? Because we all came from that thing, right? We were all once that thing.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah. So, like, just having a child makes you appreciate human beings in general.
Wow. That was like Miss Universe and Oscar. Do you want an award?
Damn right, man. Damn right.
Do you want an award now?
I won my $1 million.
We don't have about $1 million, but we can pay you in gift cards.
Yeah. Okay, give it to me. How much is it?
Look at you, so shameless. Oh god. So, man, it's the same with me, man. Like, really, I'm just grateful. I just realized, like, I woke up in the morning, and I'm like, Jayson, I have all of this stuff. Like, Jayson, like, I have a table that I bought. I have a new laptop. I have all these clothes. I'm eating good food. I have hot water. It's just like, a year ago, this was a dream. Do you understand that? A year ago,
Life is good, bro.
Okay, it's been longer than a year since I left Kenya. A year and a half ago, it was a dream. A year and a half ago, I was in Roysambo. There were times my heater would break down. I wouldn't have hot water.
Heater breaking down. Think about this. There was times when we didn't have water for a week. Straight up, no water, bro.
No water for a week. And I'm here. I get to talk to I get to meet interesting and wonderful people. I have you, I have Winner. My family is doing well, you know, considering the circumstances. We're all doing well. They're able to have a holiday, you know?
Yeah.
Like, there's just so much. There's actually so much happening. There's so much.
You know, like,
again, I came with nothing but a suitcase and clothes. Now look at this.
Let me tell you something. I had a sad story and also a very inspiring story yesterday. The story was, I met a guy yesterday who told me that his 3-year-old son got cancer, right?
Yeah.
And when they first discovered the son got cancer, they thought, like, the doctor said that your son has 3 months left to live, right? Can you imagine, 3 years old, 3 months left to live? Of course, he got treatment and stuff, and now he's doing much better. But that was just a few months ago. So now they're saying, oh, he might actually recover, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, he was telling me his son is in the hospital every day, and he's sick. He's still very sick, right?
Yeah.
But the son is still smiling, always happy, and it's like, that's a kid who is like on the brink of death, and they're still living their life as though nothing is happening. right? And people, you and I, we have our health, we have our family, our families are healthy, we have our job, we have our homes, and we always look for a reason to complain. We're always looking for a reason to complain.
Exactly. There's always something, right? There's always
Yeah.
something we have to talk about, something we have to complain about. It's
Exactly,
just,
but there's nothing. Actually, if you look at it, like there's almost nothing to complain about. Nothing.
and how
Nothing.
we know like these things that we talk about are useless. 2 days later, we've forgotten about them. Literally,
Exactly.
a day or 2 days. Like next week, Oscar, will those things, those issues that you're so worried about today, will you be talking about them?
None of them will matter. None of them will matter.
Yeah.
None of them will matter anymore.
That's how you know we're just talking about trash. It's nothing.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
nothing but trash.
Talking
It's
about
useless
trash,
stuff.
just trash. Yeah.
It's useless
Like our
stuff.
life, we're so fucking blessed. We have no idea. We have, and it's like the moment you realize how blessed you are, that's enlightenment. That's
Or that's the moment you've lost everything.
Yeah. Which is also enlightenment. Like, oh fuck, I had it all. I had it all.
Man, I had it all. I had it all.
Yeah. But now we have everything, man. We have everything. We have everything. Like, think about this. We have enough money to actually waste our money on drinking.
Yeah. Actually, I was buying a lot of presents for people the other day.
I bought a bike for Yumiko and Raha, the bike with the baby seats on it.
Also, I have a present for you too. I just don't know
Yeah?
how I'm going to give it to you.
You'll send it to me by post.
Yeah,
okay,
no, I have to
yeah?
figure that out because I've never done it before.
Just go to the post office with the box and then just cover it up. They'll give you something to write the address. They'll show you how to do it, and then I'll send you my address.
Okay, I'll send it to you.
Yeah, and what else?
It's a souvenir from Oita. I'll just say
Okay.
that.
Thank you. I'll send you some from Osaka as well.
And
Mhm.
like you said, I have money to buy people presents. Isn't this wonderful?
Exactly.
It's wonderful.
Think about that, Jason. Think about that.
I'm going beyond what I need, and I'm looking to gift other people.
Let me tell you something I realized this month. Like up until November of this year, since before Raha was born, up until November of this year, Yumiko wasn't working. So I was supporting my family, 3 people with only my salary, right? With 1 person salary.
You told me that, and I thought that was impossible.
Yeah, right. And like, so this month Yumiko got her salary. I'm like, fuck, I can actually save so much money this month. Too much money.
What you gonna do?
I'll keep it and I'll see what I'll do. I can definitely not buy something. I want to do something with the money. Do something that will make me grow. Take care of my family tomorrow, right?
Similar to how we're sending money back home every month.
Yeah.
You should save a portion of it for Raha. Just like that's Raha's portion.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's like, man, like we're so blessed. Like, we shouldn't be complaining about nothing, man. We shouldn't be complaining about nothing. There's nothing to complain. We live in think about this, Jason. Since you came to Japan, have you ever felt fear even once?
What kind of fear? What are you talking
like
about?
just like fear for your life?
No.
Or fear someone's gonna steal your shit? Like,
No.
Like, I remember like being in USIU, just walking from the school to my apartment. There was that whole journey home was a fearful journey.
And like, even not at like 7 p.m, even at 8 p.m, that place was still like, you have to have your eyes open. Like, you felt like you're in a forest.
Behind you.
Yeah.
If someone is walking behind you, you have to look behind and walk faster.
Exactly.
Like in Japan, I've felt no fear, even in times when I probably should have felt some fear. I felt nothing.
This is a funny story because there were 2 high school kids. I didn't know they were high school kids. They were just hooded figures who were following me. This was like 8-9 p.m. So that mode, I was coming from the train station. So that mode hit me. I was just like, okay, start walking faster here,
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, let me not take a right to my home. Let me take a left. Let's see if they follow me. And they follow me. And I was just like, God damn, what's happening here? So I just chilled.
Was it just like coincidence?
I just chilled next to a lamppost and I was like, okay, let's see what they're going to do, right? Like, I'm here. The lamppost is like in a very open space, right? There's cars passing. Let's see what they're going to do, right? They just wanted a picture. They were asking me, where are you from? We're happy that people like you come here. They meant like, they want more people to come and experience Japan. And they were just thanking me so much. And then They gave me they gave me like a weird sticker type thing. I don't know.
Uh,
And they left. These are high school boys, you know. Well, they look like high school boys.
Imagine in Kenya when two hooded figures following you, man. You run.
Yeah.
Just run.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's when I was reminded, man, I'm in Japan. God damn, I'm in Japan.
Life is good.
People always say Japan is racist and like stuff like that.
Dude, I haven't experienced any racism in Japan, and if I have, I didn't notice.
It's I'm sure me and you, because we've met so many people, I've come to contact with people who are racist, but it's so subtle that you'll probably never know.
Jason, this is my opinion. If the racism is subtle and I don't notice it, it isn't racism. It isn't racism.
It's like, but exactly. Can you even prove it exists? You don't know.
Yeah, exactly. That is, if I can't see it, then it doesn't exist.
And it's exactly like me. I've never seen racism. I've seen people just be nervous, ask questions that are not even ask questions. They just don't know things. They just don't know. When they say, "Is Kenya in Europe?" It's just like they don't know. They don't know.
Like, hey, man, here's the thing. I like Japan. Of course, I definitely like Japan more than I like Kenya. I can say that honestly. I like Japan more than I like Kenya.
There's so much good here.
There's so much good here. The only thing I like about Kenya is my family and my friends. Not like love. My family and my friends. I don't miss Kenyan food. I don't miss.
You don't miss Kenyan food? That's like the one thing I might say. Like there's some meals I miss. I miss.
There's nothing that I miss from Kenya that I can't get here.
Chapati,
man. I can have Indian chapati, which is even better.
Well, to be fair, chapati was originally theirs, so
yeah.
It was usually it was
so
Oriental food.
The only thing I miss about Kenya is my family and my friends. Nothing else. Like the things I thought I liked about Kenya, about like Kenyans are not very punctual. I thought I liked those things until I came to Japan and learned how to be as punctual as the Japanese. Then I realized, you know what, being punctual is good.
It is really good.
When we agree on 1 p.m., let's make it 1 p.m.
Yeah.
12:50 even better. 12:50 even better. But Kenyans telling you 1 p.m. and they're showing up at 2:30. Now that's fucked up. I don't miss that at all.
Actually, it's not just us. A lot of the foreigners have been influenced by the punctuality. Just being around.
Man, like you have to. And it's something. It helps you manage your own day.
Yes,
manage your own day. It's easy. Whereby I don't have to think about what time is the train gonna come, what time should I leave the house. Like I know if I'm going to work, I know to leave my door by 1:08. If I leave my door at 1:08, I'll catch the train on time.
I know if I want to catch a train, I have to leave home exactly 20 minutes before. If I leave 18 minutes, I am walking fast. If I leave 15 minutes, I am running to the train station. Those are like the times, like I know these are the specific times. So I look and I'm like, I have 16 minutes left. You know, it's like I am running basically to the train station. That's because I've just, it's like you said, the time management and like going through all of those times where it's like you're on time, you're able to like build a system basically. And you know what?
Man, I'm grateful for the life we've been able to build here, you know, and I can personally say my life in Japan has gotten better with every year since I came here, and we'll see what 2021 will bring. I'm sure it's going to be blessings for everyone.
And I wish you blessings, Oscar.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you.
And on that note, I think it's time to end the episode. So, guys, have a Merry Christmas.
And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Yeah. Don't forget
Stay safe.
New Year special coming next year. Like we'll probably do it on like the 2nd or the 3rd. So it'll be like almost immediately after the New Year.
Yeah. So until then, wear your mask. Put on your mask. Be safe.
And you know, for the people who don't believe in Christmas, burn in hell. So bye-bye.
Exactly. Bye-bye.